Hello and welcome to today's video. Let me give you a slightly longer introduction than normal for this lipstick goal video, but recently after posting my makeup inventory, I was thinking about my lipstick category, my bullets, my liquid lipsticks, that kind of thing, and I know that those parts of my collection are probably the ones that actually overwhelm me. Most of my collection I'm very happy with and I adore all of my items, but I wanted to make some goals this year to like reach for things and make sure that I'm using parts of my collection because that lipstick part of my collection is so large. So I thought, why not sit down and film it with you? If you do something like this, let me know in the comments. I'd love any tips or tricks that you use for like getting through your lipstick collection and that kind of thing. So why don't we go ahead? Well, I'm kind of mostly making unofficial goals here, but why don't we go ahead and get into it? Okay, as we're getting started, I think I'm going to try to do this as an overhead shot for the most part. What I'm going to do right now is portion these out into like nudes, colorful lipsticks, and then that way I can kind of assess what I have here with me, and then I can make goals from there. Okay, this is portioned out somewhat. These glosses are not things that I'm trying to like rotate through. I'd like to kind of just finish off glosses this year. So I'm not really gonna set goals for these. I'm just gonna set these aside for right now. And because these nudes are obviously my largest category, I think what I'm gonna do is set them aside for right now. We'll go through the other ones, set goals for them, and then we'll circle back to these last. Alright, sectioned out here are my different colorful lip options. These up here are all my red options. These here are darker vampy shades, like darker reds, a couple like maroons. This one leans very purple, but for the most part, they're all kind of bold, deep, what I would consider vampy lips. Then I have two purple options here, three orange options here. These are like way more orange, where these are actually kind of red. Some of these have an orange undertone, but I consider them kind of different enough. Then I have pink options here. This is a green, a blue, a gray, and then a brown. So with these laid out like this, I think what I need to do is kind of write these down and then set a goal to reach for them so many. I know off the top of my head, I love wearing red lips and I would like to reach for those at least twice a month. I think wearing a red lip twice a month isn't too overwhelming, but I need to think a little bit about how often I want to reach for these items. I want to at least wear them once in the year, but perhaps because orange is like one of my favorite kind of colors to wear, maybe I can kind of reach a higher goal of like 5 times to wear those. And then I'm curious, maybe reaching for these at least once to twice in a year is not bad. Purples, not as often, maybe 5 times. I do like wearing purples, but these I don't wear that often. I really only reach for them if I have a specific look in mind. So maybe I'll set a goal for like once a year for these liquid lipsticks. This one is newer to me, so I would like to reach for this one a little bit more often. So I'm gonna take a minute, write these down, and then I'll kind of make some goals from there. Alright, they're all written down, and I'm going to circle back to reds here. Now, I think because I don't want to set a goal to reach for each one of them a certain number of times, I'd rather let my look or whatever I have in mind that day dictate which one I reach for, and I'll keep track of which one I reach for, and that way maybe at the end of the year I'll see if I have a clear preference for one or the other, and that potentially could mean that I could declutter one if I'm just not reaching for it. So I'm just going to kind of keep all of these, at least I'm going to set the goal for 25 times, even though I know that there's twice a month equals 24, but I'm gonna try to push it to 25 times in a year. And with that section being done, I'm gonna move these out of the way. Alright, now what I think I want to do is pick out my favorite colors that I know I want to reach for at least 5 times this year. So then we'll go from there. This is one of my favorites, this NYX lip here. Although I might do both of these to reach for 5 times. Just purples in general will reach for 5 times. This pink from Too Faced is a really beautiful shade, and I will wear this one alone 5 times. And just for fun, that's a swatch of Troublemaker here. Very, very beautiful, like matte, bright pink, hot pink shade. Those two there are swatches of my purple lipsticks. And just for fun here, swatches of my red lipsticks. This one's very orange. I probably should have put it in the orange category, but I'm gonna leave it in the red category for now. Okay, another for sure favorite, this brown lipstick here is like to die for. I love this brown lipstick. You can tell how much I've used of it. I'm gonna make my goal to reach for this one 5 to 7 times this year. I almost wanna push for 10, but I don't think that's realistic. So I'll put 7 down. And that's a swatch of that brown lipstick. It honestly is just a really good tone for my personal skin tone. On my lips, it looks really beautiful. Now this lipstick here is that only lipstick I bought last year. Beautiful, like weird kind of green shade. Makes your teeth look super white. So I want to kind of push myself to get more use out of this year. I think I'm going to write down 5 times for this one alone. So these two here are getting on up there in age in my collection, but I don't like wear these a lot because they're very, very like out there kind of colors. They're really more like fun movie or like event kind of colors, so I keep them around for that, and they really are a lot of fun to wear. So I think this year I'll be happy if I reach for these at least once, so I'll just write down a goal of 1 time for these. Okay, let's go ahead and swatch these Vampy lips. These are all like I said, very dark kind of lips, and I don't really wear them all that often. I really reserve these for like late fall. And maybe in the summer I can do some of them, but not often do I wear these like that frequently. So what I'm going to do is just set a goal to use at least all of these 1 time, and then I think that will be like a maximum amount of times that I would wear a Vampy lip this year. So hopefully I get around to wearing them all at least 1 time. Okay, so these are all my Vampy lips swatched out. This one here is a glitter top coat that I tend to wear over one of the Stila ones. So like I said, all of these, I'll be happy if I reach for them at least once this year. Vitamin B is new to me, and I kind of want to push for more because I really do like that so far. But for now, I'll say, maybe I'll write down 2 or 3 for it and all the other ones 1 time. Actually, I kind of changed my mind. These particular shades from Stila are really nice, and I hardly ever wear them because I just don't tend to reach for liquid lipsticks. But because these are so good, I actually kind of want to push for at least 3 to 5 per times for these 2 specifically. So I'll change these 2 to 3 to 5 times. Okay, last up are 2 pink options here and then some oranges. Again, I don't really love this tone on me that much anymore, although I honestly can't remember if it's that good or that bad in my head. It's been a while since I've kind of reached for that shade, so I will try to reach for that one just to see. Maybe I can put that one in like a chopping block style video if I have enough products in my collection. But this one I do know I like, and so I'm just going to let myself naturally reach for this because this kind of straddles the line between like a pink and like a nude shade for me. I almost put it in with the nudes, so I will put at least 1 time down, but I don't know. I may have to circle back to these and make different goals later. Alright, and these last 3 are all oranges, so let me swatch these for you. This is like a top kind of coat. It's very glittery. I love that shade. It's like a old Star Wars one. It's definitely old, but I love it. Then we have this guy. That's a really fun shade. I'm thinking about putting this into a project pan later in the year, so part of me is like, well, maybe I won't set a goal in hopes that I'll put it into a project. And this is Neon Orange from MAC. This is a newer orange in my collection. Definitely not a favorite, but it's not a bad shade. I just have to kind of wear it over the right lip liners to make it work. But for now, I think I won't make a goal for this one. I'll make 2 times for these 2. Alright, finally circling back to the nudes. This section here is like lighter nudes that I need like a lip liner with, or I need to pair them with like a deeper nude. These are like kind of perfect shades of like nude that I don't really need a lip liner for. They're not too dark. They're really easy to wear every day. And then these are ones I consider a little bit deeper and a little bit more, like I wear them specifically with certain looks. I can't always get away with these because sometimes a too dark of a nude can age me. So I need to think about this. This is a big category. There's lots to use here, so I need to make sure I make the right decision with some of these. And so this is where my brain goes. I know that realistically, I will not wear these a ton. Like there are too many of them, too few days or too few times in the year to actually be able to wear these the number of times that I wish I could. So I'm gonna pull out the ones that I wanna wear at least 5 to 10 times maybe, and then we'll work backwards from there. Like these Stila ones here, I definitely want to actually like give these a lot more love. These are really nice lipsticks. I have another one floating around somewhere. I'll have to find. I have the shade Baki somewhere. I think I wore it. It's probably in my like makeup basket from yesterday that I wore. But I would love to reach for these like maybe 10 to 20 times this year. I really want to get more use out of these Stila ones. They're really nice quality and the shades are so unique. So I really want to do a better job of reaching for these because they are honestly just beautiful, beautiful shades. Okay, so here's the swatches, Patina and Fresco here. Again, these are such beautiful nudes. I really want to reach for these. I'm gonna write down a goal of 20 times. We'll just see what happens. Okay, next up, I think I want to kind of work on panning this guy in a future project. I've been using it a lot lately and I think that it's a really nice everyday shade to be able to wear. And it's something that I could probably pan this year if I tried hard enough. Like you can see how light of a shade it is. So I think if I pair this with some glosses that I have, that would be a really nice combination. So I'm gonna work to pan this one. So I won't set an official goal, but I'm gonna put this into a project at some point and hopefully finish this year. Same goes for this ColourPop Glossy Lippy Stick. This one is just one that I don't love. It's a little bit milky white on me, so I'm gonna try to use this up this year. It's not bad by any means, it's just didn't become a favorite. There's a good bit of product in there, but I think I could use this one up this year. Okay, let me take some pressure off of myself. These are not that old and I enjoy reaching for them when I want to. I know I will reach for these, so I'll at least put one time down, but I'm not too worried about like hitting goal on these. These are things that I already use quite often. Same with these L'Oreal lipsticks. These are ones that are just like, they are staples for certain looks and I have no problem remembering to reach for these. So I'll go ahead and like, I'll write down one time, but I'm pretty sure I'll reach for these on my own more than one time. So the other ones I'm thinking about are these like Lorac ones. I love these. They're a little bit, well, they're not super old. They still smell great. They still work great. But I know that because they're so beautiful, sometimes I have a hard time remembering to reach for them. So I'll write down like 3 to 5 times for these. Okay, I think we need to start wrapping this video up. So everything else here, I know that I need to like eventually pan, and I probably will try to pan these in the next like year or so. But for now, they're not that old. I enjoy having them. I do want to reach for them at least one time, maybe twice in a year. I think it would be nice to be able to hit the 6-month mark and know that I've used at least most of these one time. But this one here is one, because it's a liquid lipstick, I realize I don't reach for as much. So I do want to kind of set maybe a goal of 5 uses for this one. This was a Palladio Casey Holmes collaboration and it's a really beautiful shade. So I do want to push myself to use it a little bit more, but it's just something that if I don't set an official goal with, I probably won't do it. So I'll write down 5 uses for this one. And again, that means that these I will try to reach for maybe twice this year would be a nice goal. I'll write down 2 times for these, but I think that's gonna wrap it up for now. Okay, one quick wrap up here. I know in the video I was talking about setting official goals, but really these are kind of unofficial goals, and you may very well see some of these lipstick items in other project pans this year. Like if I notice that I'm not making goal on certain items that have set a goal for in today's video, I may put them into a future project and make myself finish reaching for them the set number of times that I was hoping to this one. I hope that makes sense. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, let me know in the comments if you do something similar, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.